Do you have any specific things that you do that maybe somebody else could steal?
Oh man, shucks, man. There's so many different things, man. I'll say, I do my little chant. Um, I give thanks for being able to be on the stage, perform with you guys, or wherever I'm performing. Uh, I try to zone out, and don't let the noise distract me. Just focus on what it is I gotta do. I'll listen to some music, or you know, what do you do? What's
I
your
look
thing?
at you. I go, what's he doing, man? Nervous. Man, I've had stage fright since I was a little kid, and you know me, like
Yeah, man.
leading up to the show, it doesn't matter. I get nervous, and nerves affect your singing, and I have to sing all night.
Vocals,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah, but I never noticed that until you told me. This last time we talked about this, I was like, "You get nervous like that?" I didn't know. Like I get nervous too,
right?
right? You would never know. Like an audience member, he's up there rocking, doing his thing. I would never know, bro. Until you told me, I would never know. I still don't
Well,
see it.
I,
You
that's why
know?
I would ask you, like, how do you do it, man? Because you come out when you go on stage, you're on, and you're just on, like you're living to be there. And when I step out there,
Right.
I'm thinking the whole imposter syndrome. First of all, how did I get here? And second of all, am I going to embarrass am I going to do something? Because I've done it, you know, and I know I'm not supposed to focus on those negative things that I've
Right.
experienced. I've gone up and lost my voice at a really bad time where I'm leading,
Wow.
and all of a sudden it's they're like, oh no, and so you're thinking,
Peter
I'm
Brady.
worried about exactly.
It is time to
Yeah. Oh
change.
man, and so I've had those experiences, so I fear them, and I'm
Right.
often like, am I going to forget the lyric? There's times I'm singing a song, and
Right.
I'm actually in my head thinking, I'm not sure I remember the lyrics, and they are coming out, but I'm not
Right.
remembering them. They're just kind of happening.
Right.
And then you say to yourself,
Right.
oh shit, I hope this keeps working. Because if it
Right.
doesn't, and then you have that inner dialogue going on over the top of you performing, and then all of a
I
sudden
get
you
that
make
too.
one little stumble and you're like, oh, I just actually self prophesied right there. I need to get out of my own head.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I
Right.
mean, for
Right.
me, I actually finally went to my doctor and I said, man, I'm doing big
Okay.
shows and they're paying a
Okay.
lot of money to fly me to a different country and put me up in a hotel and
Right.
give me a driver and handle
Right.
everything. And when I step on stage, I need to
Right.
be able to deliver. And if I'm overly
Right.
nervous, I'm not going to be able to do a good job. And so he gave me a pill and
True.
he's like, 1 hour before the show, take one of these. And so I do it and it
Right. Right.
helps. It just like calms me just enough where I get out of my own
Right.
head
Right.
and now I'm actually looking at the crowd and I can step out there and
Right.
have a great time. You know,
Got you.
I love
I
performing
got
when
you.
I'm out of my own head like that, not beating myself up.
Right. Right.
So I think
Got you.
everybody does it different. And that's why, I've worked with people
Yeah.
that are backstage doing their and all their vocal exercises.
Yeah.
And with you, you're always
Making
like
those
in
little.
headphones and just like almost like you're like a horse in the cage just waiting for the gate to open. You know?
Right.
So I always ask people like, what is it you do? And
Yeah.
exposure therapy, I think, is a good thing too. When you're doing a bunch of shows in a row, the nerves tend to be less and less as well. You just
Right.
keep getting
Right.
in front of people, and next thing you know, you're just like
Yeah, man.
challenging them instead of challenging yourself. Like you're gonna pay attention to what I'm doing here instead of, oh shit, I hope they don't notice I hit a wrong note.
I get that too. Like I'm reciting a rhyme or a poem. Especially if I got it. Oh, that is the worst because there's no music. Sometimes, and I'm like reciting a poem, a spoken word piece. And then you know I get nervous probably more that because I'm like really naked. I don't have anything to back me up where I could just like stop and just vibe,
Right,
and
right.
freestyle or whatever if I forget the word. This right here is like, this is the monologue.
Yeah. And if you stop, everybody stops with you and waits.
Right.
Stay
You know,
tuned.
it's happened to me, you know, before. I've had to freestyle a poem, you know, midway, you know, and then I remember the last stanza and then,
Right.
you know, but yeah, self-sabotage is not a good thing.
No, no,
You know, it's not a good thing. It's not
it's
healthy.
tough.
But I think we all do it to some degree. And I think the best method to remedy that is to constantly, you know, invest more time into yourself. You know, outside of the art, invest more time into yourself. You know, so that you feel that much more secure and confident when you go on
Right.
stage. And hey, if something happens, that's okay. You're
Yeah.
okay.
And
You
it's going to
know,
happen,
it's
right?
you're going to be
It's going to
okay.
happen.
Yeah, it
It's
always
what's
happens.
beautiful about a
You
live
know,
concert is it's not perfect. It's not exactly as it should
right.
be.